So huge news coming out as Nikita Tszyu is seeking his next opponent, and a lot of people are looking at him to face Michael Zerefa, knowing that he's a huge option. And I know earlier they were saying in the year that Zerefa that'll be a good option for somebody to fight like Tim Tszyu or anybody, but Nikita Tszyu is right there in that same weight class. And Zerefa has been talking a lot of smack, especially after his last performance with his trainer getting or his brother getting banned from all events known in Australia because of his last thing he had on the main event fight. But they're saying that Brock Jarvis and Michael Zerefa could be his next opponent, and those are very good opponents to choose from. I like Brock Jarvis. I think he's a good fighter. Zerefa, he's a decent fighter as well, and that'll be a good domestic fight in Australia. I think these guys are putting together some real good matchups over there. I like the last card they had with Connor Wallace. They're keeping a lot of these guys active. We already know that Justice Huni already has his next opponent coming up. We also have Ja Patel fighting on January 8th, even though his opponent, for some reason, in the mandatory that was forced for the IBF, has pulled out of the fight. They have pulled him away from the other obstacles he was trying to make as far as cruiserweight. And now his opponent that was forced on him from the IBF is now all of a sudden pulled out of the fight. So, which is a weird situation, but No Limit CEO Rose was saying we're a chance of moving it to the Kudos Bank though. It's a big enough fight. And they were trying to schedule it at the ICC Convention Center in Darling Harbor, but it was held early this year in March. But we don't know, man. They talking about they're trying to confirm a fight to be held in March in the ICC Convention Center. And they're trying to look at the Kudos Bank. And it's a lot of things going on right now. We're negotiating with all parties. Zerefa has signed a multi-year deal with No Limit and has his sights set squarely on both Tszyu brothers. Like I was just saying, he's trying to fight both of them. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to see if he can get past Nikita Tszyu. To be honest with you, I know that Tim Tszyu just came off a upset loss, but in my eyes, he's not damaged goods or anything. He just took a loss. It happens in boxing. But as far as his brother Nikita Tszyu, I don't know if Zerefa feels like he could just, I'll just go straight to the big brother. And Nikita Tszyu a tough fight too as well. But if he's not able to get in the ring with him, I would like to get that out the way just because of all the talk that's been going on between Zerefa. If he doesn't get that matchup, he'll still be talking later on. And the Brock Jarvis fight could easily be a fight that could happen after that. So if I had to choose, I would say get the Zerefa fight out the way and then fight Brock Jarvis, knowing that Zerefa had a huge loss against Lara last year. And that was something that he was explaining to people like, hey, Lara's a very difficult fighter. He's very tough. He's not an easy opponent to go against. And without everything being said in that situation, or it might have been earlier this year that Lara fight. I don't know. It's kind of confusing me right now. I don't know. It's either like early this year or it was last year. And he said, I'll never forget the fact that when we were sitting a week out from the fight and he does a B move like that when we had been getting prepped for 3 months, Tim Tszyu said, that's something I don't forget. I promised my grandfather back then that this F-wit is never going to get another opportunity. And that's when Zerefa and Tim Tszyu was supposed to fight. And never happened. And the Tszyu brothers manager, Glenn Jennings, said a fight with Nikita Tszyu makes sense, though. If Zerefa wants to fight one of the Tszyus, he can fight Nikita. And we'll do that when we're ready and on our terms. Nikita got plenty of options, but Zerefa and Brock Jarvis are both welcome to get in the ring with Nikita when we can schedule it. Zerefa has been campaigning for a domestic showdown with the older Tszyu brother, but Jennings is less less certain. The only time you'll see any of our team talk about Zerefa is in response to one of his outbursts. It's been that way since the Newcastle debacle, and that way that was conducted. Tim hasn't forgotten that. But Zerefa signed with but Michael Zerefa signed with no limit, so get on with it. Do what you're supposed to do and start fighting people. There's plenty of names out there for him, not including Tim Tszyu. Tim shouldn't even be really included. Michael Zerefa has the opportunity to do some things, some good things. And if Nikita's one of them, great. I don't think he knows that what he's in for with Nikita, but that's his choice. And then Nikita said, I remember him kicking his A. So let's go again. We'll see how much he's improved with small 10-ounce gloves in the pros and over 10 rounds. Poor Brocky. Talking about Jarvis. Jarvis capped off his own comeback on Friday, returning from an 18-month layoff with the 4th round knockout of Adrian Rodriguez. He immediately called out Nikita, but isn't worried if Zerefa gets in first with Ben Hussein, Hasma Madan, Cohen Mazadar, or all interested in fighting him. And if he wants to fight Zerefa, that's fine. I just want to make the progress. If the fight's there, I'm ready. It's a lot of names being pulled out, though. It's a good opportunity for him to fight, man. It's a lot of people that want to get in the ring with Nikita Tszyu right now. They want to test themselves. But Zerefa, he's had a lot of chances to get in the ring with these guys, even before the Erslan Lara fight. And even after the Lara fight, it was a very disappointing fight. He got an early stoppage. And didn't do much in the fight, really, but you got to understand, like Zerefa said, Lara is a Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer, so one of the toughest fights Canelo ever had in his career. And, you know, it kind of shows that a lot of these fights aren't really easy to go across, but Nikita Tszyu, Zerefa, and Brock makes a lot of sense. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.